Monday, March 21st. Happy spring. Um, the daffodils have started sprouting, so it's very exciting. I feel like we may be out of snow um, uh, for the year. Well, for the season, which makes me very happy. So we have a couple of things to talk about from this morning's View. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is going to get confirmed for the Supreme Court, but the Republicans have to do their racist, dog and pony show, and it's really sad to see, Sonny say something like, "Well, this is to be expected." It's abhorrent behavior, and we've normalized it to the point where, well, of course they're going to behave terribly, say racist things, convey, veiled racist epithets and perpetuate stereotypes and just be hideous people. And the fact that we just expect that from them is pretty low, I think. So that's unfortunate, but we all know the GOP sucks. They just don't know it yet. And I'm going to talk for a second about Kanye West being told not to perform at the Grammys. And again, Sonny has a very interesting point about, or an interesting point of view on this whole thing. I don't have a problem with them telling him not to perform. I don't care that it's not about his music, it's about his behavior that they're trying to, sort of punish him and hold him accountable for his behavior by not letting him perform. I think it was Sarah who makes a really good point. They're going to let him come, and if he wins, he's going to give a speech, which is unfettered. Who knows what the fuck he's going to say? But at the same time, they're denying him an outlet for it to use his, creative voice. I still feel like the less outlets you give him, the better. He doesn't really make a productive use of the outlets that he's given. And I think it was Anna who said, it's not necessarily that he is going to harm someone, but his ability to inspire someone to harm people is pretty great. And I just feel like, I think Trevor Noah has said this. Trevor Noah, who, by the way, has said very specifically, he said, get him help, right? Counsel him, don't cancel him. So it's not like Trevor Noah said, he shouldn't perform here. And I think it's Trevor Noah who's talked about, if someone with all of the resources of Kim Kardashian can't escape the threat of violence or retaliation from an abusive ex, what the fuck hope does anybody have? She's got the ability to be more guarded and secure than, just about anybody else on the planet. And, even she's not immune to an abusive, unstable ex-husband who is threatening and apparently still has access to their children, which I feel doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, does she not petition for him to not see the kids because she's afraid that'll anger him and that puts her in jeopardy? Like, it's a shitty situation. And yes, he has mental health issues, but that doesn't mean that you just give him a microphone. When's he going to go into his conservatorship? Because he's done a hell of a lot worse than Britney Spears ever did. But I don't think he has any family to do that to him, or let alone for him. So I find wholly upsetting. But I'm not going to miss his lack of performance at the Grammys. I'm not necessarily a fan of his music, but I think he's an abhorrent person. Um, I get it, you know, he may be bipolar, but that's still not an excuse to be a threatening, insulting dick. Um, you know, he's got meds, and if he can't be relied on to take them himself, then he shouldn't be allowed in polite society, because he's not being polite. And I think that when you make those kinds of threatening accusations, like there needs to be recourse, um, for people in abusive situations to be able to say, you know, not have to wait until the violence is committed, for something to be done. And that's really the way our system works, um, which is a stinker. So that's my uplifting message for spring, the first day of spring.